What's up, guys? Yes, that's the song, Mi Corazón, you just heard, written by myself and my good buddy, Aaron McLendon. And you can check out Mi Corazón wherever you stream your favorite music. Just search for Mi Corazón by Andrew Velasquez. And welcome back to another episode of Mindful Artist Podcast. Yes, you guys, oh my God, I'm living the dream. It's happening. I'm so excited, you guys. I have a very, very special guest today. Just to give you a heads up, before I go dive deep into my guest, because I'm so excited, as you can tell, I'm like, um, I want to make sure that you subscribe, follow, go onto your favorite area where you download your podcast, search for a Mindful Artist Podcast, leave us a review, please. It'll help us a lot. So that way other people like yourself will more likely to be able to see it in their algorithm and give us the stars, leave us the reviews, all the things. And lastly, make sure that at the end of this podcast, you hit that little share button so you can share it on your stories or to whoever it is that you love, that you know will resonate with this. Because here we are. This is your one-stop shop place for creativity, entrepreneurship, spirituality. And we're here to give you all the tools and techniques that you need to be a better individual in whatever career industry that you're trying to aspire to do. So, all right. So who do I have today, you guys? Here we have my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful friend, Hermana. I call her my fairy goth mother, and I'll explain that in a bit. But let's give you a little bio. We have Mollie Moradi, you guys, also known as Auntie Tattoo, a beautiful 47-year-old, gorgeous, gorgeous Persian woman, animal lover, rescuer, vet tech since 2016, currently working with ASPCA. I was going to try to say that in one word. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, owns 7 dogs, you guys, in a relationship with Benny Hanna. His name is Benny, but I call him Benny Hanna. For 4 years, no kids, but the babies, hello, the dogs are the kids. And she loves all things horror and is the queen of Halloween. Welcome, welcome, Molly.
Thank you, baby. Thank
How are
you.
you? What'd you
I'm
think
so
of your
happy to
bio
be.
intro?
I loved it. I loved it. You just
Yes.
always have like a way with words,
You
lift me
know,
up. I love it.
my mama gave me this voice, so I gotta like
That's
spread the
right.
love. That's why we're here.
That's right. Yes.
Listen, I'm so grateful for everything that you have done for our babies, for just the community of, vegans, veterinarians, animal lovers. Like, if I could think of a person in the Wikipedia encyclopedia, it would be your face. You know what I mean? Like you embody all of that. This is why I wanted to have you on Mindful Artist Podcast, because I feel that embodies all
Thank
the things
you.
that I represent and what I want to start as far as like a community. So I'm gonna dive a little deep into your story and
Yes.
just want to share with everyone. And you can be whatever you want to share. This is your safe space as well. So whatever you're comfortable with sharing. I'm an
You
open
got
book,
it.
so I share it
Yes.
all. You know what I
Same.
mean? I literally wrote a
Same.
book about my life. But yeah, tell us about your journey. Like, how did all the animal loving, beauty, horror, Halloween, like all the things, like how did that, where did you come from? Like, were you born from a bat or an
Uh,
octopus?
I wish I was. I feel like I was. Well, ever since
I
I was a
feel it too.
kid, yeah. Ever since I was a kid, I always loved animals. I've always had a fondness, a soft spot for them. My first sensitivity with animals. So I'm Persian, and in our culture, when you buy like a new home or you get married or something big happens, it's tradition to bless the the doors of like the new home or the doors of
Yeah.
the wedding church or whatever you're getting married
Yeah.
by sacrificing a baby goat or a baby lamb.
Yeah.
And my first, my mom and my biological dad's first home was in Riverside when I was a little kid. And my entire family had brought a little baby lamb. And I know
Mm.
it's like, oh, Silence of the Lambs. That's basically what
Yeah.
it was for me. I was like Clarice, like I was traumatized, and
Yeah.
they had slit the lamb's throat in front of me,
Oh,
and you have to like walk over the blood. You have to like step in the blood and walk over it to be blessed, so that no bad spirits and no, like they call them like the evil eyes, they
yeah.
don't like come with you into the home. and I couldn't walk over it. So my mom had to lift me up and carry me and brought me over it. And so
Yeah.
since then, I've always had this sensitivity towards animals, and I've just always been an animal lover. Um,
How old were
and as I
you?
got, oh God, I think I was 5 or 6,
Yeah.
5 or 6 years old, very, very
That's
young. And
so
it's
traumatic.
always stayed with me, always stayed with me.
So traumatic for such a young age. I mean, ages 1 through 10 pretty much shape your adulthood. So I
They
can
do.
imagine how traumatic that was. I'm sorry you witnessed that, but sorry, continue.
Yes. And then we would always kind of move around a lot, all over the place, lived in London, lived back east.
You lived in
Um,
London?
I
What?
did
I
for
didn't know
like,
that.
I know. So
What
my
the?
biological dad always had this dream of opening a chain of restaurants. He
Yeah.
wanted like their steakhouses. So my, you don't even know this part either. So my birth name was actually Malva and not Molly. Um,
I'm not mad
so
at that.
yeah, so he called a Malva Steakhouse. He named it after my Malva was his
Wow.
favorite writer was I'm gonna have to think of his name, but he wrote that book
Here, I can Google it right now. What is it called?
yeah,
Go ahead.
it was called Gorky Park or something, or Gorky's
An American
oh my God.
mystery thriller based on the book of the same name by Martin Cruz Smith.
I
The
believe
film
that's
was
it. Yeah, and there was like a movie like way back in the day, and one of the characters, and also Malva is a name of a Greek flower that sits up on this hill in Greece, and every color of its petal was a different color, and it was
wow.
the most unique flower in all of Greece, and so I got named after that.
That's
That's my
beautiful.
birth name. And then it was always hard for kids to pronounce it in school, and I would get
Malva.
made yeah, I would get made fun of a lot. So like Mulva and like vulva, and like, kids are assholes. So
They, they really are.
they really are.
That's
And
beautiful.
so
I have flowers in our logo for the podcast. Look at that.
yes, see,
It's on
there
our
I am.
crown. Yes, you are. Really
So
quick, I
yeah, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt you. It just triggered a memory that I had and a story similar to yours. But can I share it really quick?
Please.
It's so Texas, Dallas, um, 8 years old. And this is in the 80s, Mexican, and it's kind of similar, but we went to spend Christmas at this family's home, my tias and tios. It was me and my mom and one brother because I only had one brother at the time. And they had a little like rancho. It was like Texas, Dallas, so which is a farm basically.
Yeah.
And there was goats and chickens, and I would play with them, and I would go outside and like give them names. And so I Billy the goat, obviously that's like, and I love goats because I'm a Capricorn, and Capricorn's the goat is the animal for that.
Yeah.
So I'm playing with Billy, and then it's Christmas Eve, and then I go to look for Billy to give him some like snacks, and he's not there. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to the kitchen, get a snack for myself, right? I open the fridge, and there's Billy's head in the fridge, the goat. So I didn't know
No.
this, but they were doing a tradition
Oh.
birria, which is a baby goat, like the tender meat for the what we're gonna eat for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And so same thing. After that, I'm like, I do not want to eat animals like this. Like, I mean, you've been vegan longer than I have. I'm more vegetarian, but still, like it was. I can relate to it because as a child, to be that traumatic and see, like these are your friends, these are your babies when you like have
Yeah.
no friends and you're a child. Like, so yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm also
I'm sorry
grateful
that
that
happened to
I
you.
know. Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
I'm also grateful that it kind of like instilled something larger that you are part of. So continue your
Yeah.
story. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. So, so where was I? So yeah, so as a kid, I
Malva.
asked my mom to like call me something else in school, so she had the teachers change my name to Molly
Oh, got it.
instead, so
Yeah.
the kids wouldn't make fun of me and the teachers could pronounce it, because it was like an issue every day. And I
Yeah.
just got like tired. I'm a very sensitive soul. So I would
Yeah.
always come home crying. And plus I was also
Mm.
very different because my biological dad didn't let me show any skin when I was growing up. And I always went to a private school. So in like the whole like Britney Spears like uniforms, I had to wear like leggings underneath or pants. And I always had to have long sleeve, dead of summer, super hot. So I was never allowed to show skin as a little girl. So I already got made fun of
Wow.
that. He wouldn't let me shave my legs as I got older. So everything was
Yeah.
super, no makeup, no hairspray, no perfume. You had to be very clean.
Correct.
So I was like, oh man, last thing I need is on top of that is like people to make fun of my name.
Right. Right.
So I've been Molly ever since.
And Molly worked. And did you
Yes.
like actually change it legally, or is it
I had
just
to change legally when I was
amazing?
18.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. And it's
Yeah.
Mollie.
Yes.
Yes, I love
Yes.
that. Love that
Yes.
story. And that makes so much sense now into it kind of shaped you and who you are today. And everything that you said, just there's a couple takeaways for me in particular are you were sheltered, it was very conservative, there were rules and regulations and cookie cutter, you had to be in this like box, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no wonder I'm curious to know when this happened and when it shifted, because I can relate to this too in my book, which okay, and Molly's actually in the book. You can't probably there she is, La Dama. So
Yay.
and for me, the story that you're talking about is chapter 3, Diablito. And that was the moment where, I'm kind of like rebelling. So my point is that I relate to your story, how traditional and like uh conservative, and I was raised Catholic and strict and had to be like, perfect kid. And so then I'm curious to know when that, because I rebelled. I went through my Diablito stage, my bad adolescence.
Mhm. Yep.
And now look at you, fully covered. You have more tattoos than I do, like, and you're just so free and free spirited in so many ways, and infectious and just everything. So tell us when that transition happened.
It happened probably like about seventh or eighth grade in school.
Okay.
As I got started to get more towards closer to high school, and I would see other girls, like older girls, like with their hair done and their makeup. And I went to Palmdale High School, so and I was it was like in the 80s and 90s, and so we had a lot of cholitas, and they had like the big
Yes.
the big hair sprayed out to here with like the
Mm-hmm.
big hoops and
Cha
the
cha net.
Raider, yeah, the Raider sweatshirts and the eyeliners out to here. And I just saw them older and they were so pretty to me. So, and I wanted to have makeup and do my hair so I would literally get on the bus in the 30 minutes it took to get to school in the morning. I would change my clothes, do my makeup, I would spray my hair, and then manage to get all of that off on the bus on the way home before I
Wow.
got into my dad's house, because he wasn't like working. He was,
Yeah.
alcoholic. He was always home,
Yeah.
got fired from job to job. So my mom would work two jobs to support us.
Love your
And so
mom
that's what,
too.
isn't she the best?
Love
I
her.
know.
I miss her.
Amazing. Amazing. I know she loves you and misses you too.
Oh, give her a big hug.
Yes.
That again, why I love you even more now. You love cholas. I love
Yep.
cholas as well. Like they
Yep.
were a huge inspiration on like aesthetic makeup. I mean, even
Hmm.
when Stefani was obsessed with it and transitioned that
Yeah.
into her, no doubt kind of like vibe too. So
Yep.
that's so cool. Like, and so okay, you
Yeah.
went, so you saw the cholas, you would put on the hair, the makeup, you would remove it. So when did you feel liberated? When was it like, I am free to be Molly the way I want to be? Because you are free. You do live
Yes.
your most true, authentic self. I love how just you're unfiltered. You know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
unfiltered. You're just straight from the heart, authentic Molly. So when do you feel like that happened?
When my mom divorced my dad,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't able to really be 100%. And neither was my mom. My mom was very, like, very limited.
Sure.
My biological dad was 26 when he married my mom, and she was 15, 16, which was very normal for Iran to,
Absolutely. Yeah.
get married that way. So both of us sort of broke out of that shell. She went crazy and was like dating like dudes and going on vacation. She was like,
Okay, Mary.
I'm out. Like Mary was gone. She was gone.
Yes,
And then
queen.
I was just set free,
Yeah.
just would wear skirts. And I was like, oh my God, shaving my legs. I'm like, what is this leg? Like, I was really super free and started dating and was going
Yeah.
out. And then I got a little bad. And then I started hanging out with little taggers and gangsters. And so we would sneak out at night,
Yeah.
steal my like we would joyride our parents' cars and stuff like that and go tagging and stuff like that. And
This is
got in
Palmdale
trouble.
still,
This is
right?
in Palmdale. Yep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I love it. Um, so cool. Okay. A couple takeaways. Yeah, I feel, and I've talked about this in past episodes, where human has to hit rock bottom. Evolution is not going to come from just nowhere. Like you are going to have to go through the valleys and lows to really experience life's um traumas. And for me, I would say that trauma can trigger into transformation, which can also transform into power. So really being grateful for that and having gratitude for difficult moments, I think, is what um really gets you ready to be the next level and to be the Molly that you were supposed to be. So how old were you when you got your first tattoo?
I was 18 years old. The minute I turned
Okay.
18, I got my first
You're
one, and it
actually
was
legal. Yeah.
I was actually legal, and it was where every girl gets it, the tramp stamp on the
Mm,
back of
yeah.
the,
Johnny
right
has
above
one
the
too.
ass. Yep.
Yep. Mhm.
That was my
And you still
first
have that
one.
one?
I still have that one.
I love it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
you're pretty much fully covered too, like sleeves,
Yeah.
legs, chest, back. I feel like there's
Yeah.
no more real estate.
There's like a few, like my legs are probably about 20% done. So
Okay.
I'm still working on my legs, but the legs are going to be fully covered too.
Wow.
Yep.
Would you say the legs are more painful or the upper body is more painful? Because I have an opinion.
Um, so for me, as I'm older now, I seem to not have the same tolerance as I did when I was
Girl.
younger.
Mm,
I could lay there like whatever. Now,
like
even
five,
with
6 hours.
yeah,
Yeah.
now even with numbing cream, I'm like, I feel like I want to tap out now. Like
Okay. I
I'm
haven't
just
used the numbing cream, so it actually works.
it actually works. It works. Actually,
Dang.
so Benny is actually we're in the middle, and then after this, we're gonna finish it. But my hysterectomy scars, Benny is doing
Because he's
some
been practicing. Yeah.
yeah, so these little bats, he's putting them on
Oh my
my
God, they're
so we're like
beautiful.
in the middle of doing it right
We're
now.
taking a tattoo break right now for the pod. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Thanks, Betty. I'm willing to be a model as well for the tattoos when I'm
Yes,
back
yes.
in the Cali area.
Hell
For me,
yeah.
the most painful one was the one that I got when I was in Los Angeles when I just saw you, which was so fun, by the way. Um,
Yes.
my right here, my
Here,
abdominal, like
right?
the rib
Yeah.
cage.
Yeah.
Oof, that I couldn't I couldn't even finish the white highlights because I was in that much like agony pain. Yeah, I think the older we get, the less our tolerance is and the more that we
Yeah.
are sensitive to. You know what it is? It's like I don't mind the first initial like run through. I'm okay with that. Mentally, I kind of like meditate as well. It's the rubbing, it's the revisiting and the going
Yeah.
back to the like
Yeah.
why you just
Why?
why
Don't take a
why are
break.
you
You don't need to pee.
no.
You don't need to smoke. Can you just you don't need to go to the
Can we
bathroom and
talk
do
about
anything else?
that too? Like, why does every tattoo artist no shade, but they're like rock star lifestyle, they need a break, they need a smoke break, they want to drink. I mean, it comes
Yep.
with the territory, right? Like I can't be
Yeah.
complaining. They are
Yeah.
artists, there is an art form to it. So I just need to be grateful for the ink work
Yeah.
that but yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't finish the highlights. It was just like I'm done. I'm good. Just leave it. I'm
Yeah.
fine. But I'm happy
It's
with it.
rough. It's
Yeah,
rough. It's rough. Yeah.
it is. Okay. So now let's fast forward. So you're living your best life, you're free, you're authentic, you're independent, which you are all those things. You've had multiple careers in different industries, but always your passion were the animals, the
Was
baby.
animals. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how did that come about? When did your career start in that field?
So so the minute I graduated high school, I was
Yeah.
either working in a doctor's office or a
Right.
hospital, for like 20 plus years, at least 20 to 25 years. I was in the first half of
Always a
my life was
caretaker.
always a caretaker.
Yeah.
But that was sort of forced on me by my family because everyone, it's like the dream, like, Persians, you got
Sure.
to be a doctor, a dentist, or a nurse, and I was never interested in human medicine. So they kind of like, I got shoved into it. My mom worked at West Hills Hospital, so she got me a job there.
Yeah.
And you get stuck in a routine. You get stuck there. And I worked there for 18 years and I just stayed in the
Wow.
emergency room. But just because you get raised, it's like habit, it's familiar. And I've made amazing friends out of it, but it just wasn't ever what I wanted to do. And
Sure.
then the hospital went through changes, went through major corporate changes, and they were like slowly firing everybody like left and right. They were like getting rid of it, downsizing, things like that. And one of the ER doctors, I was sitting there and I told my mom, I'm like, I just don't want to do this anymore. This is just not what I
Yeah.
want to do. And she's like, well, what is your passion? What have you always loved? Like, now is your time. If you're going to start all over, you might as well do something that you love. And I was like, I love animals. So signed up for Penn Foster. I was like, I'm going to go and be a veterinary technician. So I was like reading the books at work and I worked night shift, graveyard shift. One of the ER doctors walked by and he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm going to go back to school and I'm eventually going to, go into veterinary technician. He was like, my best friend runs a vet hospital. He's looking for new staff. I can put in a good
Yeah.
word for you. Put in the good word for me. And there
Right
I
time and
was.
right
So
place.
right time, right place from 2016 until now, I've been in the vet med field.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bravo. Bravo.
Bravo.
And that's
Bravo.
not even how we met either. We met through
No.
we went through our mutual Australian friend. Love Tashi.
Australian.
Yeah, I love her.
Tashi. Yes.
Yeah, she was my student at cinema makeup school. She's talented avant-garde makeup artist and
Yes.
saw something special in her, which is why I think I immediately gravitated towards you because she connected us. I don't even know how or why exactly, but it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And then that was it. I met you and I'm like, you are it. That's it. We're
Yep.
besties.
Yeah.
You're gonna be my model, you're gonna be my muse. And
Yep.
every time I've rebranded or had an idea to, evolve as a brand, as an artist, you've been there. I appreciate that so much. You don't even
My
know, like
pleasure. I
you've
love
been part
you.
of all the growth. Like you were with my first rebranding when I went from LA Makeup Andrew to Andrew Velasquez, like full salon. And
Hmm.
then the most recent rebranding, which is my book, Amor es Arte, Arte es Amor, and You're La Dama. Like
Yes.
I'm so great. I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful and so lucky to have these beautiful humans that just, you know what it is though? My mom told me this at a young age. Like, Mijo, you have a light, you have a star. Like, it's take care of it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna
Yeah.
attract the people that are deserving of it, but also it's gonna attract dark stuff, which I was
Absolutely.
very aware of that at such a young age. Um, but I feel as I'm, you know, trusting the process, letting things go, that it's the intuition is becoming stronger and it's almost kind of like filtering out and that's okay. My point is that it's filtering out maybe energies that were not doing me of service anymore, and now
Yeah.
it's bringing me closer to energies that are
Yeah.
and I'm a big believer of that. So let's talk about spirituality. I know that um you had a different upbringing, like similar to myself, like very strict, but where are you at as in spirituality today and whatever that means for you?
So I don't necessarily believe in organized religion.
Right.
I don't believe in a religion telling you that this is a sin, that is a sin, who
Correct.
you love is a sin, what your orientation, like what you can and cannot do, like tattoos, premarital sex, gay,
Right.
like I just like all those things. I don't like
Sure.
someone telling me that the way that I'm living is wrong because it's the way that I live and no one to judge, only
Hmm.
one person can
Hmm.
judge. So my spirituality is like God is within me and
Yeah.
not necessarily like in a church or according to what Christianity or
Good.
Catholicism, or
Love it.
I was raised Muslim, and that's like very in a very oppressive religion, which is weird because in the Quran, it doesn't say that women are supposed to be covered from head to toe and only with their
Right.
eyes. The Quran only says a woman must dress modestly. The men, the government turned it into this is only like your eyes and
Yeah.
you have to be like covered from head to toe. Women are
Right.
not supposed to speak. And it seems like too many hands are in the pot with, they turn the Bible or the Quran or whatever
Right.
into what they want it to be and not really what it says. So I like to
Mhm.
just believe in what I believe in here versus
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
telling me. Yeah.
Love that. You said it 100% very well, and it resonates with me too. In a sense, this is what I say. Like I am a forever student of the University of Mother Nature, and she
Yep.
is my religion. And I respect my energy that I receive and that I exude. Therefore, I'm going to continue to respect my animals, respect my nature, my plants. And I feel with that creates more of like a balanced environment and area. Um,
Yes.
yeah, no, you said it perfectly. I love that. Okay, so I had you do a little exercise prior to this
Yes.
call, and
Yes.
I'm going to share with the audience what this exercise is. I'm never going to have someone do an exercise that I haven't personally done myself. Of course, I did this too.
Yes.
But so let me explain to the listeners and the viewers if you're watching on YouTube. This exercise is for you to physically write down your 5 goals for the next 5 years. You're going to break that down by year 1, year 2, year 3, 4, and 5. I want you to physically write it down with your hands so you are physically seeing it with your eyes. After you have seen them, I want you to verbally speak it out into the universe, because now that we're talking about Mother Nature, this is full circle, it goes hand in hand. And my purpose of you doing this is for number one, for you to visualize, manifest all those goals, for you to actually sit down and filter out what it is that's going to bring you happiness and joys, because this is our only life to do that, you guys. So you have to take opportunities for that. Number two, if you have a partner like we do, you are going to have your partner do the same thing. Write their 5 goals, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's no wrong or right way to do this. Like, this is a wonderful exercise of me encouraging you to get you in the habit of manifestation. And why? Because it's sensory driven, and as humans, we're all sensory driven as well. So the fact that you're feeling it with your hands, writing it down on a piece of paper, visually seeing it with your eyes, verbally speaking it out into the universe, you're resetting all that sensory mode, and your dreams will come true. I promise you. I've done this before, this exercise in the past, and you can create a mood board or a vision board. That's another way of creating the strategy. Our last podcast guest was sharing her mood board that she created, and it came true. So yeah, this is your time, you guys. This is your time to set those goals. And so what I did is I had Molly do this, and she sent me her goals, and you wrote it down as well, I imagine.
It did.
Good, good job. And then Benny went home and did the same and
Yes.
gave me his goals. And at that point, this is a great, healthy dialogue. We don't even have to share your goals. You can if you want to. But my point is, like, having the conversation with each other is the healthiest way as a couple, as partners, to, all right, so your goals are a little bit different from mine. All good. Let's
Yeah.
let's help one another out, because you're individual. You as a person need to love and be happy with who you are when you're looking into that mirror. Therefore, your partner is also going to be just as happy and receiving of the love that you're providing for them. And I did this with my husband as well, and our goals were kind of similar. It wasn't like identical, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. It's just a fun exercise for you to get in the habit and good practice of manifestation. So how
Yeah.
did you feel your exercise went?
Oh, it was super easy for me because it's something that I already had in my head that that's what I wanted to do.
See? Okay.
Yeah, like I'm so you know that I'm Virgo, so I'm super
You
meticulous,
are?
very
What?
like I know what. So it's like when I start to set it, it's and actually goal 2 is almost done now with before even goal 1, which is awesome.
Bravo. Bravo. Congratulations. I love that.
Yes, me and Benny were just talking about that today. We're talking I was looking at these reels and one of my friends sent me this reel of this company that they make skull large toilets and urinals and like sinks and I'm going to send it to you. It's
Yes.
incredible. So Benny, I'm like I feel like I need to get one of these toilets and Benny goes, "Did you pay off your credit cards?" I go, "Actually, I've been working my ass off so much lately that my credit cards are almost paid off. I only left a couple open
Yay.
with like
You
500
because
on
it's like a
one and like
game. You kind of
you
have
gotta
to,
like have to
yeah,
do that." Yeah.
totally.
So I'm like, I'm almost paid off with everything. So, and he was like, then buy your toilet, buy your skull toilet.
Yes. You
Yeah.
earned it,
So,
baby.
so goal
Honestly, and
2 is
even
almost done.
I'm so proud of you. And even that
Thank you.
credit is there to help us. It is there to
Yes.
benefit and to help build more return on investment if you're smart with it. You can't
Yeah.
live your life off of credit, but you can use it to benefit your businesses and so on.
Absolutely.
Love
Absolutely.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, your goals were different and cute and I love it. It's so good. And
Yes.
now
I'm
you guys
excited
can
about goal 1. Goal 1's, I'm so excited about that
Oh,
one.
hell yeah. That goal's amazing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, viewers, listeners, go home, try this exercise with yourself, write down your 5 goals, write it, speak it, visualize it, partner do it as well, come together, have a healthy dialogue, talk about it, and just go from there. How can we support each other to achieve those goals? You know what I mean? And be a team.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
while supporting one another. All right, so let's talk about back to a little bit of the balance. So, what would you say do you have any practices or routines that you place to nurture your creativity, spirituality, while also kind of like running a business, as far as like when you help your babies, the babies?
Let's see. Honestly, I don't really have like one particular practice that I do, but
Hmm.
lately I have been sometimes just sitting outside by myself. And I've been really working on like my backyard and
Meditation.
like my
Yeah.
meditation. I've been kind of doing a lot of quiet time with myself in the morning. I'll leave my phone
Yeah.
inside, and sometimes even like Benny will like, text me in the morning, like when he wakes up, and it takes me a while to answer on my days off. I'll just go and sit outside. Or if I'm on my
Yeah.
long drive to and from work, if
Yeah.
I talk to him on the way or like on the way back, I'll be like, I'm just going to veg out for a little bit and I'm going to call you in a little bit. And it's sort of my time
Reset.
to just my
Yeah.
reset time to start thinking about everything, try and let go of like stressors that I have on the inside and
Yeah.
try and find some peace with it. Um, I'm a very emotional person, so I tend to sit
Me
on
too.
everything a lot. And sadly, a couple months ago, I suffered a mini stroke because of all my
Yeah.
stressors and how emotional I am. So I'm
I'm so
trying
sorry.
to, thank you. I'm trying to reset my body and relearn
Hmm.
myself to not
Hmm.
be that way and keep everything inside. So sometimes if I
Yeah.
have like a sad day or if, suffered a loss of an animal or a rough day or whatever's going on in my life, I just need that downtime to sort of meditate and reset myself and sort of just veg out, as I call it.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
100%. It's
Yeah.
almost having to love yourself selfishly first and give
Yeah.
yourself that alone time to breathe and vent and purge and let it out because the human body stores trauma, right? We all know
Yeah.
that. And it will come out in stressful moments that can feel like an attack. And I'm so sorry that you had the stroke or mini stroke that the body was literally telling you like, yo, you need a break. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
take a vacation. So I'm so happy that you just came back from
Yes.
Hawaii
Yes.
and
Hawaii.
you swam with your octopus.
Finally,
How was
finally.
that?
That was a dream come true. Dream come true.
I
I
can.
We actually, Benny and I had a dive booked for that Monday when we first got there,
Yeah.
and the guy ghosted us. He didn't respond to our messages, our texts, nothing. Completely ghosted us,
Hell
and I was
no.
so disappointed. We tried doing some like snorkeling and some things on our own, and then we're like, well, now it's coming towards the end of the trip. It's just not going to happen. I just let it go.
Yeah.
And so we got this like went on this app to see like all these excursions, and I
Yeah.
saw this like submarine scooter thing, and I'm like, oh, this looks incredible, let's just do this. And I click on the website, the first photo that pops up is a girl underneath, and there's an octopus stuck to her like dome on the submarine, and
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's a sign.
Yeah.
So we booked it. We went the very next day. It was like probably one of the nicest days. The weather was like 86. The water was super calm.
So
And I
cool.
told the captain of the ship, the boat, and all the divers that that was like my dream, and they all
This is
dove
what I'm
down in
talking
there.
about.
4 of them went, and like they got me my
Incredible.
octopus. They're all, here you go, here you go, here you go. And you get an octopus, and you get an octopus, and you get an octopus.
But and
Yeah,
how long was the experience, and what did you feel any energy from the octopus?
I
Like,
did.
can you
I did.
share with us?
The minute the first one touched my skin, my legs were a little white that day, and because I was freezing, and he turned white and just sort of blended in with my thigh. And it's the feeling, and it was just stuck to your skin, and they're so strong, they're so
My heart's like
magnificent.
racing right now
Yeah, and
in a
I
good way.
just, with that first touch, and it was just sort of just wrapping its tentacles like all around me, and it was just stuck to my skin, and it just, I don't even, I couldn't even tell you if it really felt slimy to me or anything. It just felt perfect. I just felt so like connected with it, and I just, my heart was just so happy. It was one of the most
Oh,
incredible experiences of my life. And then the second one came on me, and one was on one thigh, one was another thigh, and the third one was in my arms, and I was like holding it like a baby. But I don't know how to hold an octopus. I've never held an octopus before. And
right.
it just was like on my chest, and I was like, I could just live here right now. I was just in that moment and didn't want to like, yeah,
I'm like chills.
it
I'm
was
so happy for you.
amazing,
That's so
amazing.
beautiful.
They're magnificent creatures, magnificent.
What is your obsession with them? Why are they so intriguing to you?
It actually started, I watched this documentary a year or two ago called My Octopus Teacher on Netflix. And
Okay.
it's about this guy who was going through this very rough time in his life. He was very depressed. He was a scuba diver, and he lived in South Africa. And he was going through this depression. He decided to just go to the sea every single day and was diving, just
Mhm.
sort of like get back to himself. And
Mother Nature, baby. Mother
Mother
Nature.
Nature. And
Hmm.
he came across this mountain of seashells underneath the water, and he's like, he had never seen anything like that. And the shells started dropping, and it was an octopus camouflaged as seashells. It was one of the most beautiful thing, and it was hiding in the shells as if it was his home. And he had morphed her body into what a shell would look like. And he came back every day and then befriended this octopus. And it was one of the most beautiful stories. It ended very sadly, but it was
Mm.
quite breathtaking. And I watched this this creature live her life and lose her life and everything, and what she could do, what she could accomplish, and how amazing and how misunderstood this creature has been throughout like lifetime. And so sometimes like you see an animal and you it looks a certain way. They refer
Mm.
to octopus as like the kraken. It used to be the
Right.
bad thing, and like
Mm.
in Little Mermaid, and it was the bad thing, and like Popeye, and it was always like and considered an evil thing, an octopus. And it's actually quite, it's one of the smartest creatures. It can blend itself into any situation, and so misunderstood. And it's
Wow.
almost like it's almost like the Frankenstein of the sea. Like it's just this
Um,
beautiful monster that just it wants to be loved, and it's hunted and misunderstood. And I sort of fell in love with that idea because sometimes I feel that way, that I
yeah.
just want to be loved. I'm very sensitive. I just want that love. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's misunderstood. So
Oh,
that
that's
just
so
connected.
beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I have to see this now. I've never seen that.
It's
What is it called
incredible.
again?
My Octopus Teacher
My Octopus Teacher. Yeah,
on
I'm definitely gonna check
Netflix.
it out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You talked about Frankenstein and Beautiful
Yes.
Monster. So that's our next topic. Your love
Yes.
for horror. When did that
Yes.
happen and why and how and all the things?
since since birth, probably.
What?
um when I was a kid, I was always fascinated with scary movies, monsters, things like that, and I would beg my mom to let me watch. The first movie that I wanted to see was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh
Beg
my
my mom,
God.
please let me watch it, I want to watch it. And my mom was like, okay, we'll watch it, but if you have any nightmares, you're never going to see a horror movie until you're older. And she said, I watched it with a complete smile on my face, didn't flinch, never had a nightmare. And she just let me just watch every scary movie. And that was our thing. And that was like in the 80s. So that was like during the time of like Tales from the Crypt, Creep Show.
Hmm.
Those
Hmm.
shows would come on the weekends. And me and my mom would watch those shows together, and all these scary movies. And that was always our thing to do when I was growing up. And it just stayed with me. I would wear my Halloween costume from October until
Uh-huh.
December.
Yeah,
There's a picture of me in my Wonder Woman outfit sitting on a rocking horse in front of a Christmas tree. Like I wouldn't
sure.
want to take my costumes off. I just lived in it. That
No big
was
deal. Yeah,
no big deal.
that's
Yeah,
just you.
whatever.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, no, I mean, and your birthday is
August 24th.
so it's
Yeah.
not even near October, but you start
No,
celebrating it like around your birthday anyway. So it's like
yeah,
Halloween
it just,
starts. Yeah,
yeah.
I love that. So cool. And a lot of your ink work and your art, your ink is based in homage to a lot of those films.
Yes.
And what was your what's your favorite scary movie of all time?
Favorite scary movie of all time. I mean,
Because
so I
Freddy Krueger
always,
scared the shit out of me when I was a
yeah,
kid.
I
I can't believe
always
you were like
say,
smiling.
I know, I always say it's Nightmare on Elm Street only just because it was the first movie that I ever watched as a kid. And that was like,
Yeah.
is Freddy Krueger, and the scene with Tina getting cut up and going up the walls. And that was when I first got exposed to Johnny Depp. And I'm like, oh my God, like
Mm.
it was
Hmm.
just it was just with Nancy and the school and the boiler room. And it was just such an iconic horror
Classic.
movie for me, classic. And it was very, because it's very different, with other movies, like with Michael or Jason, they're alive, but Freddy is like in your dreams. So it's like you just can't ever go to sleep. You're just gonna
It's
go to sleep and you just
super
die.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
that
can
that
come out of your dreams. Yeah, so it's just like you're fucked no matter what. Oops, you're screwed no matter
scared the
what.
shit out of me. No, you can you can
Yeah,
you can cuss. This is free.
yeah,
No, I mean it's yeah, no, the toilet scene, the bed scene, like all those. For
yes,
me, it was The Exorcist. The
yeah,
Exorcist, my dad saw that in Mexico in like the 70s when it first came out.
yeah.
And he said that people were running out, like, of the movie theater because they were so terrified.
My mom
Um,
threw up. She said she threw
yeah.
up. She couldn't finish it when she watched The
And then when they
Exorcist.
remade
Yeah.
it, remember they remade it a few years ago, and the
Yeah.
spider walk backwards walking thing that
That was
scared the
a deleted
shit out of me.
scene from original. They never put that in there. They said it was too traumatic to
Yeah.
keep in the original release. So then they added it in there when they remastered it. And I saw that and I was like, that is the coolest thing. Actually, one of the vet techs that I work with can do that. She walks backwards.
What the heck?
Yeah, she like goes on the ground. Her name is Ellie. And I'm like, oh, I
Oh,
love you so much right
is
now.
there
You're
a
so
connection with
weird.
animals?
Yeah.
Horror? That's
Yes.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also like you're within your journey as Mollie Moradi and Auntie Tattoo and being a model and being an animal lover, it's like you have some really cool and crazy stories. Like you were just in Kat Von D's music video and Benny, who was in it, y'all.
Yes.
How was that
Yes.
experience?
Incredible, incredible. A Kat Von D, first, she's just such a wonderful human, and she's just come such a long way.
Yeah.
I commend her journey. So I met Kat Von D. I took care of some of her bandmates' cats, and then they
Mhm.
referred me to her to work on her ducks. She had a little duck, Enrique Iglesias Jr. That
Stop.
was, stop it. I know, I love it. That was going to be euthanized because he wasn't able to swim.
Mhm.
His webbing would not come out on his feet. So I worked on her ducks for about 2 months. Saved the
Incredible.
duck's life. And
Incredible.
Enrique Iglesias Jr. had a sister that she had not named, so she ended up naming the black duck Mollie in honor of me as saving her
Stop.
duck's life. Yeah. So
That's so
the
cool.
so after she
Kat Von
sold
D
her
named her duck after Mollie Moradi. That's amazing. You're a
it's
celebrity.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
And funny, she told me at the music video shoot that the ducks are now living with their caretaker because she had to sell her house here and she lives in Indiana now. But they live on a farm with the owner,
Oh,
and the owner's name is Molly of
oh,
the duck farm. And I'm
all
like,
all meant to be connected.
all meant to be, all meant to
And
be.
she's a fellow Latina as well. Does she speak Spanish?
She sure
Yeah.
does fluently.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
yep,
That's so cool.
yeah, she
And
does.
then any other cool celebrities and experiences that you want to share with the audience that you've had some that you can. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. I can. Absolutely. So I worked with Rob Zombie for a little while. I did like a
Sick.
couple video shoots with John Five, which was his former guitarist. He's not with them
So cool.
anymore. He's with Motley Crue now. Um,
Wow.
I was also in an Avenged Sevenfold video for Goddamn, which is the bat that's on my chest over here.
Incredible.
Um, I've met like a ton over the years. The vet that I used to work for was sort of celebrity to the stars. So I've sort of maintained a lot of friendships with a lot of people, and model for like certain clothing companies. And so over the years, you kind of just rock them up, and everyone's
Living the
been like
dream.
living the dream. Amazing, amazing. I had
So
a little
happy.
Yorkie Terrier that his name was Herman Munster, that I actually got from George Lopez. He was George Lopez actually has, a lot of people don't know that he has a dog rescue
But
foundation.
George Lopez, the comedian,
George Lopez, the comedian.
the
Yes,
actor,
yes,
like
yes,
no,
yes.
like I love
Like
him.
George
My
Lopez, like
my
yeah,
mom was obsessed with him.
yeah.
Yes.
I love when he does that.
Wait, we just saw the over the weekend we just saw the Beetle movie that he's in. So
Oh
good
yeah, I
on
saw it on
Max.
HBO Max. Yeah,
Oh my God. I was
yeah.
so happy. And I know my mom was like with me watching because she used to love watching George Lopez. Why are you
Yeah, so
crying? Why are you
I
crying?
know, why are you crying? Yeah. Yeah, he's actually a huge animal lover. He's got a bazillion chihuahuas in his house, and I used to go to his house and take care of the dogs and stuff like that. And
I'm dead.
I've
I'm like gagged
I've
right now. I'm
yeah,
he's
he saved,
icon.
he's amazing, a very, very nice, and I still talk to his assistants, and everyone's wonderful, really good guy, very good guy.
So
So
cool.
I used to have one of his dogs. The dog was very sick, so I was basically hospice mama for the baby until he had his last dance
Incredible.
with me.
So this is
Yes.
what I'm talking about, you guys. You can't make this up. Like this
Can't
is
make it
why
up.
I'm no mindful artist podcast community. This is why I want to create this safe space for individuals like you that you literally took what brings you joy, which is animals, made it your career, and now you're working with celebrities that also love animals and also are passionate about, their well-beings. And it's you can do whatever you want in this world. Like you can
Yeah,
what brings you joy, what makes you happy, you guys, like seek out for it, manifest it,
yeah.
write it down. Though that exercise was not just to like make you do
It's real.
homework, it's for
It's
real. Like
real. It's real.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
and you're proof of it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, my love.
And then,
I'm
so this
proud of
is
you.
thank you. This is why I call you furry goth mother, because the
Yes.
furries for the babies, the gothic for the Halloween, and the mother because you are the mother to all the pet lovers and babies. And all right,
And
so
yeah.
and what? Go ahead.
I was at, yeah, and the ones that I don't even seek out, they seem to seek me out at my home, and I'm saving like a bird or a lizard or just, it's just they all just come to my house. I'm like the
They
Snow White
know,
of the desert. Yeah.
literally, they know.
Yep.
Except you're the dark white. But yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
in a good way, in a good way.
In a good way.
Okay, this I love this so much. This is so fun. All right, so you've shared a little bit about your routines and how you are able to keep balance with that. And maybe can you share any tips or advice for aspiring entrepreneurs looking to incorporate more creativity while kind of balancing their spirituality as well?
Yes. The best thing that's worked for me is I've just learned when you're trying to take on too much, um, you got to just take things one day at a time. Just stop
Yeah,
and breathe. I've been guilty of it myself. I've been trying to do too much. I work and live 2 hours away. So I commute 2 hours to work, 2 hours home. I wake up at 3 a.m. to leave my house at 4. I try to spend time with my 7 dogs, with my mom, with Benny, who also lives 2 hours away from me, and then go to work in Long Beach, spend my days there. And then on top of that, try and squeeze in all my friends and spend time with
yeah.
them. And then also try and do like, modeling shoots or, being spray painted my body for Andrew or squeeze in. And then I'm like, oh man, I need to do my roots, my hair. I gotta get a pedicure.
I
It's
love it.
so hard to like maintain everything. And sometimes even I like have breakdowns where I'm like, I can't, I feel so overwhelmed. I feel so torn to try and spend time with everybody. But luckily, the best thing that I can say is just make sure you surround yourself with people who are constantly giving you that positivity, backing you
Yeah,
up, having a partner that understands that about you. And that's so huge for me because I'm so grateful for Benny because I've never, and he's
I'm
like this in
grateful
the
for
background.
Benny too.
Honestly, like I've had, I've had really bad, I've had really bad relationships in my life where
Yeah,
they never wanted, they never let me sort of just be me. And
yeah,
to have somebody who has supported me and who's literally, honestly, saved my life twice. Once when I was choking on a French fry, and then the second time, he saved me when I was having my stroke. He got me to the hospital so fast.
right, right.
Um, it's really hard to find somebody that lets you just, if you need time with your girls, will stop his time spending with you to let you go and just leave the house. Like last night, like Benny doesn't like to go to certain things, like, like my horror conventions or festivals or things like
Or
that, where there's a lot of
Disneyland.
people. No Disneyland, like
Right.
nothing like that.
Not Scary Farm, yes, but no
Not
Disneyland.
Scary Farm, yes. Disneyland, no. But it's hard to find somebody that
Yeah,
will like be like, baby, go and have an amazing time, and then just be so happy that you had a great time and be like, oh, what'd you buy? And just be so supportive. And if I can't come over for a weekend because I gotta tend to stuff at home, he's just so like, so that's like the
yeah.
of all the list of worries that I have, he's not on any of my worries where I'm like, fuck, he's going to get mad or he's
Beautiful.
going to get upset and that's the best thing is sometimes you just need that partner, that one person. And spirituality is not just God. Spirituality is your friends, is your partner, is your mom, your kids, it's your world. And my world is
100%.
very positive. I've managed to cut out all the
Mhm,
negativity that's been
mhm.
keeping me down. And I'm very lucky. Very lucky. I
Well,
love you.
he's very lucky too. And
Thank
that was beautiful. Thank you for being
you.
so vulnerable and
Thank
gorgeous
you.
and just I think it's lovely for our listeners and viewers to watch and experience this. But yes, partnership and having that communication and the understanding. It's almost like having a partner that accepts your weirdness and your quirkiness and your flaws and all and doesn't change you or try to change you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I feel we both have partners like that that have said, "Yeah, you do you. Like you want to do that, you want to do this, sure, like go absolutely."
Johnny's the best. I love him.
Yes, I'm so grateful Yeah, no, I write about him in my book as well. Has he read it? No, but he's in the book. He's chapter 7, Corazon, and which means my heart. And yeah, he's the first partner to have said it's okay for you to be feminine, it's okay for you to be masculine, it's okay for you to be you. Just I want you to just be happy.
Yeah,
And I've never had a partner that would, and which I know you can relate to as well, that just lets you be free and authentic and loves you for
yeah,
whatever you're gonna do, even if it's crazy. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly, exactly.
So but also we're good people. We manifested
Yeah,
that too
we
with
did. We
with
did.
emphasis on MAN.
Yeah,
Um,
yep.
and yeah, no, and I'm so grateful for the friendship in the circle, the people that I do have, and you're in that and will always be in that.
Always.
Um, I have my favorite part of the show. It's called Wrapping Up Mindful Artist Rapid Cues. And so
Okay,
you don't have to think about this too hard. Just
okay,
if I ask you a question, just answer it and we'll start now. Question number 1.
okay.
Who is your hero and why?
My mom. um, because my mom has been through some crazy traumatic things in her life. And not one day has gone by where she doesn't have a smile on her face. And then she tries to make other people happy. And if she can put a smile on your face, it puts a smile on her face. If she only has $5 in her pocket, she'll be the first one to give it all to you and not even think twice about it.
Mary is beautiful and
She's
so
beautiful.
light and has just this amazing energy and always, you're right, always with a smile on her face, always so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a replica of her in a sense. Like you guys are
I'm a
always,
mini Mary.
you really are. You're
Yep.
a mini Mary. So grateful for her. Okay, thank you for answering question number 1. Mary, mom. Yes, love her. Question number 2. Favorite music album of all time and why? I know
Oh
this is a tough one for
man, that's
people.
damn, that's a tough one. Hmm.
Right now, mine is Romy, Midair, but it's usually Madonna. But yeah, it depends on my mood. I'm a Capricorn, you know.
A favorite music album of all time, of any
I
album.
mean, you're picking it up, the CD, you want to back in the baby Molly days, she puts it on, and you know that album from beginning to end is gonna get you going. Like it's just whether it's for tears or for laughter and joy or for just rocking out.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. So when I was a kid, obviously, I mean, it's probably the reason why we connected so much in the first place. When I was a kid, Madonna, Like a Virgin, was
Yeah.
my favorite album. I listened to that thing every day when I was a kid, like just
Yeah.
like from beginning to end. And I was like obsessed with
Mhm.
her. Like, used to wear like the bracelet all up to here. Um,
Good
and now
answer.
I've tried to more into like the metal, like the
Yeah.
Deftones and Avenge and like that. But when she was a very, very huge part of my childhood,
Yeah.
extremely huge. Like, I was my favorite artist growing up. Huge, huge.
Yeah. I mean, I get it and I relate. I'm the proud owner of 4 Madonna tattoos on my body and I've seen every tour. Question number 3. Your favorite quote.
My favorite quotes.
Maybe that somebody told you or that you discovered on your own. Your favorite quote of all time.
That's got a lot of rules, man. Keep on living.
Keep on LIVI. That's that's actually a very good quote. That's your favorite quote, though.
What
Benny,
Benny can share it. What is it? What's Benny's favorite?
come share
Come
your
in,
favorite.
Benny. Come in, Benny. Show us that beautiful mug. Let's see that sexy man. Benny Hanna, ladies and gentlemen. All right. There we go.
What's
The
happening?
cameo, the debut. What's your favorite quote, man?
Huh?
What's your favorite quote?
Oh, so from Dazed and Confused,
Yeah.
where yeah, life's got a lot of rules, man. You just gotta keep on living. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Joe-
true.
Joe Dirt is like life's a garden, dig it.
Literally. Literally. I
I'm
love
gonna
that.
my question 3.
I
Those
mean,
are
I
good.
said he was gonna be getting this somehow, so he's in
Yeah.
it. I love it.
He helped me with
So
questions.
cool. So did you, and Benny, since you're here now, did you like the exercise, the 5-year goal thing? And have you shared that with Molly?
No,
We haven't shared our answers with each other.
And you know what? After I thought about it, my answers all changed anyhow. I was just so freaking tired yesterday after work, you know. But
Valid.
yeah, now that I thought about it for a day, they kind of changed up. But
that's okay. This is
Yeah.
probably why I wanted to
like-
have a conversation about it. Yeah.
yeah,
So you can go home when you are home. So you can go back and rewrite your 5s so you can physically verbally say it and then discuss that with one another and see how you can help
Yeah.
each other during that process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Manifest that. I
I
love you guys.
It's from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's I too am made up of many flaws stitched together with
Yes. And you have stitches as some of your neck ink work. I'm thinking of doing this, but I don't know yet. I haven't done anything on the neck. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But repeat that quote again so we can hear it one more time.
So it's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's I too am made up of many flaws stitched together with good intentions.
I love it. I love it. Are you a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas or no?
Huge. So it's
Okay.
all tattooed all over my
Like,
arm.
why did I ask that? I'm like, am I not
Yeah.
your friend? Like, what's wrong with me? Yeah, no, I'm fascinated with the fascination that my people, like Mexicans in general, are obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
But like there's a whole documentary about it too. And the correlation of it is because of Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. So it's like they're celebrating that and it's beauty and it's like, and they're obsessed with it being the entire end of the year.
Yeah.
But for you, it'd be August through December, basically.
January, December.
There you go. I should have known that. Yeah.
Halloween is every day, my friend.
Every day. I love it. And so where can our followers and listeners and viewers find you on the socials and all that kind of stuff? And do you have anything that you want to plug? Any things that you want to share about projects up and coming that we can support you through that journey?
So you can find me on Instagram. I don't have any other like socials or anything like that, but Instagram is Auntie Tattoo and it's AUNTY and then tattoo.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Name on there. This is Mollie Mayhem.
Love it.
You can also see me and Benny as Cleopatra and the Mummy in Kat Von D's video called Vampire Love. It's a beautiful video. And I have some clothing shoots coming up with Rock Rebel and Creepsville 6. And let's see, besides that, on the link on my Instagram page will link you to all the music videos I've been in. So
very cool. The link tree.
There, but
Auntie
otherwise,
Tattoo.
right here on Benny's couch. You can find me here.
Yeah. I love Benny's couch. I still haven't been there, but I'm down to get in there. I love it. You guys, thank you so much. This was so fun. I feel like we should do this all the time. And yeah, every episode. Yeah. Everybody listening, thank you so much for being with us here today. Don't forget to go on and subscribe. Follow us at Mindful Artist Podcast on Instagram and make sure that you leave us a review, some stars, so that way others that are like-minded like yourself can have a chance and opportunity to take a listen to this amazing journey of mine, because this is my first time doing a podcast. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm talking to my favorite people. Yes. And again, that song that you're about to hear, the outro, is my song, Mi Corazón, produced by Aaron McLendon, that you can also stream wherever you stream your favorite music. So go out there, make an impact to somebody's life. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Much love and light to you all. And till the next episode, I'll see you guys later. Say bye, guys.
You. So proud.
Mwah.
Mwah.